No matter how much I praise her, it will not come close to the appreciation that Celine Song deserves for the wonders she's doing for the romance genre. This film made me realize that a lot of you have not only never experienced genuine or unconditional love, but would be very easy targets for ritualists because, yeah, too much money on a first date is a red flag. Materialists. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph and I am the film fanatic. Materialists is a 2025 romance where Lucy, a New York matchmaker, is living the dream, caught in the middle of a lot of people's dream love triangle. The first thing that sold me on this film is realizing that Dakota Johnson is going to be in a Celine Song film. Dakota Johnson is one of the most elegant and classy women I have ever seen in my life. Just look at this woman's swag. The amount of charm and grace this woman carries is something else, while still being a very funny and clever person. I always say Celine Song movies can cure headache. Her movies are always very placid and alluring, and you just know she's going to work magic with Dakota Johnson. Let's give a big round of applause to Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans because they were perfect for their roles and delivered masterfully. This story is incredibly deep, but you can take it for surface level value and still enjoy it. I really wish I could say it's a simple story because it will be to some people, but it is deliciously complex with an intelligent amount of context and layering. Celine Song, the woman and writer you are. I loved the slow-paced minimalistic tone of the film. It allows you to know that every conversation matters and you can easily dissect every frame. And this is nice because a lot of important information is effortlessly given visually or in context. Lucy is a marvelously fleshed out character. We see her virtues and her vices, and the arc that she goes through is a very interesting one, regardless on your stance on the matter of her choice. As a matchmaker, her work is a very personal and intimate one, yet she does a very good job of separating her work life from her personal life, which is one of the many reasons she did not want to chase anything romantic with Harry. She's also very pragmatic to the point of being materialistic. She is also shrewd and self-aware enough to be asking the questions that most girls do not think to ask. But the fact is, both she and Harry knew that there was no intrinsic attraction or connection from the start. Harry pursued her for two reasons. 1. He didn't want to go through the same matchmaking process that his brother did. 2. She was hot cake in his social circle. She was a happening babe and that is who he wanted on his arm. John, on the other hand, respected her individuality and identity. Even though, finance aside, he wasn't even half as mannered as Harry. But Lucy was clearly more comfortable having deep and thorough conversations with him because that intrinsic connection and attraction was there. Both of them knew themselves very well, accepted themselves as they were, and genuinely cared for each other, and that was the foundation of their love. The way I see it, John was perfect for Lucy while Harry made himself to be the perfect man. That's why he did that procedure, which was the right thing, because at the end of the day, all short people are going to hell. God knows I tried to be a better person, but my reaction when he said his actual height was, Jesus! Thematically, this movie excels as a romance because it is entirely centered on love, its effects, its pursuit, and its absence. Once you felt real unconditional love, trust me, you will not want to settle, even if money is involved. Best case scenario, it is going to make the decision very hard. Yes, marriage is a business deal. In fact, it is not just a business deal, it's an alliance and a literal contract. But the fact is, it is only going to be successful and peaceful if there is some sort of spark with the person you are going to spend the rest of your very intimate life with. Cinematically, this movie's production is quite basic, and this is not an insult in any way, shape, or form. And honestly, it's actually one of the reasons I love Celine Song. She proves that you don't need flashy shit to make a good movie. What usually carries her movies are the acting, the intentionality of her directing, and the very interesting story that she wants to tell. Before I go, the whole broke boy propaganda debate was one of my biggest cruises online this year. It made me and a lot of people laugh, so I was eager to hear what Madame had to say about it.
I did read one letterbox review comment though that really made me laugh that said, not Celine promoting broke men in this economy, which really made me laugh. What do you think of that?
Well, thank you for asking me about it. I think that it doesn't make me laugh because it really is disappointing to me that I think that there is a very real confusion about feminism and then the history of feminism. I think that because through intersectionality, so much of feminism has been about anti-corporate and then anti-capitalist, and of course it was always on the forefront of fighting classism.
This woman said, who is laughing with you people? Well, here's my take. Money is obviously power and nobody wants to suffer. And obviously everybody wants to be comfortable. But I feel a lot of people have confused comfort with greed. Lucy was not suffering. All her "I want a guy with money" was clearly a means to try and chase Harry away. That's not to say poverty isn't affiliated with a lot of undesirable traits like laziness, irresponsibility, or even ineptitude. But I also know a lot of smart broke people like John that are trying their best. It's just circumstances.
The call is coming from inside the house. Do you hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
Which house?
In conclusion, this movie is a wonderful hit. There were dull moments and some lazy acting, but it is still one of the better things that came out this year. My Fantastic Four review is coming out very soon, so please anticipate that and drop a like if you enjoy what I do. I really want to hear your thoughts on the whole broke boy propaganda debate. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Let's talk about the film. What did you enjoy most? And more importantly, what do you think of the whole romance genre as a whole? If you're new here, please subscribe and check out some of my other reviews and videos to become a full-on fanatic yourself. Share this video with your friends and you will definitely see me soon.